So it's another international break, but it doesn't mean there's EFL on because it starts right now with League One and League Two. Hi again, it's me. Today we're doing my EFL Gameweek 11 predictions. It's only a bit of League One and mostly League Two, but yep, the luck of today I guess is at least. It's a far like today. If it's really nice, and make sure you subscribe out there. I should try to get ourselves up to 200 subs by Halloween if we get over noon, 2 things gold. And yep, no messing about with the 2 o'clock kickoff. Northampton and Rotherham now. Ooh, Rotherham 2-0 up against Bradford, who are top of the table, and they fell to win against Bradford then by drawing 2-2 to Rotherham on Thursday night. So at least they get 8-day rest, but they won 3-2 against Oldham on the EFL Trophy on Tuesday night, so at least they got in something. But being 2-0 down was quite concerning, but they won at the end. At the end of the day, they won 3-2, and for Northampton drawn 0-0 in the Port Vale to keep their clean sheet run going. But I do think they're going to get another clean sheet here at Northampton. I think they're going to win here. 1-0 Northampton for this one. Now we're at Edgley Park for the 3 o'clock kickoff on Sky Sports Plus. For Stockport taking on Blackpool now. Woo! It's a Lancashire derby. Who is hype? Stockport taking on Blackpool now. Last time they met, it was on Saturday, March 1st, 2025, and Blackpool were 1-0 up and Stockport turned it around to win 2-1. And the last time and now that one game, Stockport went to Blackpool in Bloomfield Road in matchday 2 of the 24-25 season. They battered Blackpool 3-0, but the sad news is that Steve Bruce is sacked for Blackpool. And Ian Holloway, I'm hearing the news or rumours that Ian Holloway might actually be linked with Blackpool. Please don't. Just wait until May, Blackpool. Just wait till May. Then you can have him. Wait until May, then you can have him. But yeah, it's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. It's going to be a good game to watch, really. Stockport only nailed it against Huddersfield. We're getting their first league win against Huddersfield at Huddersfield. Like in a while, but yeah, well, Blackpool lost 2 days, and I really think they're going to go back to being unbeaten now. I think they won't avoid a defeat. I think I'm going to stop yapping. And I think both teams will avoid defeat. It's going to be a draw. I think both teams will score 2, and a 2-2 draw at Edgley Park. Now back down to earth now at Proud Lane for AFC Wimbledon and Port Vale now. Woo! AFC Wimbledon won 2-0 against Blackpool at Bloomfield Road on Saturday to sadly sack Steve Bruce. For Port Vale, keeping a clean sheet against Northampton, so both teams haven't considered a goal last weekend. But yeah, it's a very, very tight game to watch, really. But AFC Wimbledon, if they win here, there might be a chance they could go up to second, but they most likely go up to third, really. But I have think that's going to happen here. AFC Wimbledon that's been really impressive at home, and I really think it's going to carry on here at home for AFC Wimbledon against Port Vale. And a 2-1 win to AFC Wimbledon for this one, I think it's going to happen. They're going to go up to third with 5 wins in a row in the league. And then next to Reading now. Ooh, it's the Reading. Yeah, they're quite close to each other. It is 17th and 19th now, and extra. On all the games, I am literally cursing EFL Fantasy. I am literally cursed in the EFL Fantasy game. I had Lincoln in my fantasy team for game week 10, and they lost 1-0 at the dying seconds. Exeter goes on and win 1-0. Blooming robbery that is, but yeah, it's kind of robbery. And for Reading drawing 1-1 in the Mansfield, but it was a very tight 1-1 draw, really. But it's going to be another tight 1-1 draw happening. It's going to be a 1-1 draw at St James's Park at Exeter. Then down to League 2 now, with Crawley taking Walsall now. Ooh, Crawley. Down to 21st, sadly. But if you're a Crawley fan, if I were you, I'll be worried. I start to get scared now, because once you're at that position by Halloween, you're mainly stuck there for a while. You're mainly going to be stuck there. So if I were you, Crawley, I'd start panicking if I were you. Or would you? But for Walsall, top of the table, beating Bristol Rovers 2-1. Well, yeah, about it. Yeah, but it's a good game to watch, really. It's a good game. But I do think, sadly, Crawley will sadly lose this game, as I really think that Walsall's going to be too much for them. They're top of the table for a reason. And I really think it's going to be a 2-1 win to Walsall this one. I think Crawley will probably get a goal back in like 90 minutes. But into Accrington and Newport now, both teams in the bottom 5. And Newport are down at the rock bottom. And here's the thing, they beat Cardiff on Tuesday night in the EFL Trophy, 1-0. What has gone on Cardiff at home recently? Cardiff at home recently has been really concerning, but yeah, the Cardiff City Stadium is going to be played against Belgium on Monday, so that's going to be quite exciting, really. Whereas from Belgium, I think I might be watching that with it. Yeah, etc. But I do think Accrington, last night, Accrington, the smallest Newport, 5-0. When did that came in? But I do think Newport will get revenge on Accrington here. I think Newport will get their first win in 10. 2-1 win to Newport for this one. In the Gillingham to Tottenham now. Ooh, Gillingham lost 2 in a row, sadly, but Gareth Ainsworth is out due to a heart surgery, and he's going to be out for like a couple of months or a month or 2, who knows really. But I do think he might be back for Christmas, doesn't know Christmas, but yeah, who knows. But for Gillingham, yeah, they're down to 4th now, out of the top 3, and for Tottenham winning 2-0 against, I don't know who they beat. Oh, it was Fleetwood. It was Fleetwood. And what a win it was for Cheltenham in Steve Cottrell's first game in Cheltenham. Wow, whoa. And I do think he could make it 2 wins and 2, but I think it's going to be 2 out of 2 unbeaten. What all draws happening? And then the Bristol Rovers took MK Dons now. Ooh, this is going to be a good game to watch, really. Bristol Rovers down to 12th. I've got MK Dons in the playoffs. And it's going to be a tight game to watch, really. Last time I met, I don't know when, but I think it was in League One, and yeah, I think it was a tight game, really. But that was just when MK Dons got relegated and Bristol Rovers stayed up, and it was set first in League One after covering straight back up from League 2, and yeah, etc. It's a really tight game to watch, really. I think Bristol Rovers will pull off a good fight against MK Dons. I think a 1-1 draw for this one. It's going to be a very tight game. In the Crew taking Bromley now. Crew keep on scoring late. Late winners for the second game in a row. Winning 2-1 against Notts County in the 95th and winning 2-1 against Harrogate in the 86th. What's next? Are they going to win against Bromley in the 90th minute? But who knows really for Bromley, or no, for Crew. I do think it's a good game. The Crew are up to 5th. They could go into the top 3 or top 4 if they win again. And Crew's record against Bromley last season was quite good, winning 2 out of 2. One of them was a 4-1 demolish to Bromley Crew, and I don't think they'll demolish Bromley, but I do think that Crew will probably beat Bromley here. I think a 3-2 win to Crew. I think Bromley will probably score some goals because I have Pinnock in my fantasy team, and I really think he's going to score some goals. I'll get some points in the fantasy. And then the Chesterfield taking Salford now. Ooh, Chesterfield are down to 9th, and Salford are 6th place, they're down to 6th. So yeah, but it's a very tight game to watch, really. Last time at Chesterfield, it was a 1-1 draw at Chesterfield, and at Salford, I don't know, wow, that's Salford, but we're mainly talking about Chesterfield for this one. It's a really good game to watch, really. It's a very tight game to watch, really. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw for this one at Chesterfield. Then the Crawley took on Barnet now. Woo! What if I told you? This is the first league meeting between them two sides ever in the league, in the football league, and yeah, it's going to be a good game to watch, really. Last I met.
What level are you?
This is the first meeting ever in all competitions. But Barnet was in the top 10 until Monday night, and they're down to 11th, but yeah, Barnet are on form, and I think they're going to go even form by winning 2-1. 2-1 win is going to happen to Barnet for this one. Then the Shrewsbury taking Cambridge now. Ooh, both teams got relegated last season, and they were both in the bottom 2 last season, sadly, and to go down, and sadly. But one of the games ended up being 4-1. don't know who, it might have been Shrewsbury or it might have been Cambridge, but I don't know if it might have been Shrewsbury or it might have been Cambridge, but yeah, it's a really good game to watch. Really, Shrewsbury are in the relegation zone, could be on the verge of double relegation if they're not careful, and Cambridge are 8th place, and they could be on the verge of being in the playoff pack or probably getting straight back up. But who knows really? I think this is gonna be I think there might be goals here. I have a feeling there's gonna be goals. I think both teams will be unbeaten, will not win or not lose in a 2-2 draw at Shrewsbury. And then the Fleetwood taking Harrogate now. Ooh, Fleetwood lost. Look, both teams lost in the weekend. And I do think it's a very tight game to watch really. And with Fleetwood losing 2-0 to Cheltenham and Steve Coxwell's first game in charge. And that's kind of embarrassing really. Yeah, well, even though at the start of the season I thought they were going to be up there this season. But no, they fell down. But they fell down sadly. Down to 14th and for Harrogate down to 16th, but it's still a very tight game to watch, really. 1-1 draw for this one at Harrogate, at Fleetwood. Then the Grimsby and Colchester now. Woo! Who saw this coming? Colchester scored 6 in one game. I think that's probably a rare thing for Colchester, really, scoring like more than 4 or 5 goals in one game. That's like, I think that happens to them like once every 2 years, really, because I remember in September 2023, they beat Notts County 5-4. How is that 2 years ago? That's just, it feels like it was like 2 weeks ago, but that was 2 years ago. I can't even believe that, but that's kind of, I think that's a rare thing for Colchester. But it's happened, and for Grimsby up to 3rd, another win. And I really think it's going to be goals here again. But I think that Grimsby will beat Colchester here. In another 3-2 win to Grimsby for this one. Into the 5:30 kickoff now, the final one. Oldham and Barrow now. Woo! Episode game to watch really. In the 5:30 kickoff, Oldham lost 3-1 to Notts County in the last weekend, and their goalkeeper didn't even get like 1 point because he'd gotten 10 points. 10 points. Double digits. Learn that from BBC Radio 1. And yeah, it's a really good game to watch really. And for Oldham, yeah, the goalkeeper got himself an assist. What an assist and a goal that was really. And for Barrow up to 17th, but it's a very tight game to watch really. But I do think that Oldham will probably win here, only just and tight, in a 2-1 win to Oldham for this one. But if you were wondering, here is the rest of League One predictions right here, and the fantasy team for game week 11 right here. And if it's my predictions, then you can comment down below on what your predictions will be. And thanks for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and share. And you'll see you guys later. Bye.